Guys, Alex here. Today I'm going to talk about the worst college majors. And how do I decide that? This is going to be strictly by income level. Which college majors are the least profitable? And is the market saturated? Can you find a job with just a bachelor degree and no experience in these certain job markets? So I'm going to go through that list. Also, there might be a lot of you that are 17, 18, 19 years old watching this video, and you're like, oh, this is the major I had my heart set on, and everybody told me it's fine, my parents, all of that, okay? And you might be like, instantly dislike. Now, I'm here to tell you, if you want to have a good future and you want to be job marketable, these majors are not the greatest idea. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with your life, and you are in control of your life. But I'm here to supply you with some information that these majors probably not the best idea to do. So this is an unscripted video. I have a lot of majors off the top of my head. I have a lot of experience regarding researching college majors, and I have a bachelor degree myself in computer science, and I can explain to you like why these majors are not the greatest and what kind of jobs you can get with these majors. So I will start off with liberal arts degrees. And what kind of degrees are these? These are Bachelor of Arts in certain things like history, English, degrees like that. And would I advise anybody, and art as well? So a bachelor degree in art, history, English, subjects like that. Are those bachelor degrees a good idea? No, not really. Because with a lot of those degrees, a job you're looking at is like a high school teacher sometimes, and you're probably looking to make 50 to 60,000 a year, which is just not great for your long-term future. Some of you might be watching this video who are young and be like, $60,000 is amazing. You don't want to cap your income at that amount of money. In my opinion, you should always be trying to aim for six figures if you want a comfortable life, especially if you live in an expensive state like California or New York or, something like that. But I think in any state, you should be aiming for six figures. You want to live a comfortable life. You do not want financial stress. Financial stress is the worst. You go to work, you grind your 9-to-5 day job, and you can't take a day off or you can't make your bills. And you don't want that type of life. Trust me. So I am here to tell you, you don't want to major in one of those majors. Unless your absolute dream is to be like a university professor and, you want to be like an English professor, history professor, something like that. And you just like, you will get there no matter what, then maybe reconsider it. But if you don't want to do that, like your goal is to be a high school teacher, or you don't even know what your career is going to be, right? And that's probably the worst, right? Like you don't even know what your career is going to be and you decide a major. Before you decide a major, you should already have what your career choice is probably going to be. You have a plan that way. So if you don't have a plan, you just major in something, that's not a good idea. You want to have your career already pre-planned, like, hey, I want this career and this career requires this major. So you want to map out your future. It's very important. I know it's hard to do when you're 18, 19 years old. Like you don't want to plan things and you're not quite educated on what's a great major, what's a great career. There's a lot of things in life you don't know yet. But do the research, see what makes the most income and what has a lot of jobs available. So there's not a lot of jobs available in those markets, and a lot of those jobs are just teaching. So you're going to get these liberal arts degrees to go eventually teach yourself. Now, other majors that are not a good idea, psychology and sociology, especially sociology. Now, psychology, can be a good degree if you're going to go to the master's level 100%. Most of the time, you're going to need a PhD. You can get away with a master's. And then you're just going to have to grind. Like you're going to find a therapist job or whatever else you want to do. And you're probably going to have to eventually like start your own business, do these third-party websites. Like I think Better Health and Grow, like there's so many of those. Like you're going to have to grind some side hustles. But if you can get a master's or PhD, it's a decent a decent living and you can make a lot of money. But, if you get a psychology bachelor's, which is like the most common bachelor's these days, like you're not going to find a job at the bachelor level with no experience. Like it's not going to happen. There's almost like no jobs available regarding that. You're going to have to go to the master's level 100%. So don't major in psychology if you have no plan for grad school. Like that's a really bad idea. So all of those majors are not the greatest. If you want to know what is a good major by income and by job growth, like these jobs are going to be in demand, go to my website, majormash.com, and click on the top college majors. And I have 15 of them on there, and it shows you which ones get paid really well. And it also shows job growth on there too. And that's from a website from BLS, which is a government website. So the stats are, completely accurate. So don't major in a Bachelor of Arts degree like history or art. You're not going to be job marketable. You're not going to find a career, and most of your career prospects are going to be something like a high school teacher or an elementary teacher, so or you're going to find like a government job that just requires like any bachelor degree. So I would recommend, not doing that. Obviously, if you go to law school or something like that, like law school or some type of grad career where the major doesn't matter at the bachelor level, then have at it, right? Like, hey, my dream's law school. I want to major in political science or, history or whatever. Then have at it. That's fine. Just make sure you are determined to get into law school or whatever grad school, thing you want to get into. But yeah, like those are not the greatest majors. If you want to have a good life, if you want to be comfortable, financially comfortable, avoid the Bachelor of Arts, avoid psychology, sociology. Gender studies is another bad one. Political science is another one you don't want to major in. Political science degree, if you don't go to grad school, you're looking at mostly public jobs, public sector, like working for a city government or, a political campaign. And these jobs usually are not the greatest. Most of them are not even close to six figures. And I would just highly recommend against it. Like I said, a lot of you watching this are going to be like, oh, I want to pursue my passion. I want to pursue all of that. Like, look, college is about getting a good career. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. College is not about living out your dream or fantasy. It's about finding a great career where you will be financially comfortable. Unless your family has money and you're just going to school, for the fun of it. That's different. But if you're going to school to have a good living, you want to pick a major that's going to give you financial comfort, financial stability. So avoid those majors that I just mentioned, the Bachelor of Arts degrees such as history, English, art. Avoid psychology unless you really are determined about that one and want to get a PhD or something in the future, or a master's, at least minimum master's. Avoid sociology, avoid philosophy, avoid these college majors. I would, like I said, go to my website, click the top 15 college majors. Any of those 15, or math is a good one too. Like, I wouldn't say biology and chemistry are bad majors either. I think it's really hard to find a job with those at the bachelor level though. You'd probably have to go to grad school for both of those too. Although biology, you can try to become a CLS if you do some extra schooling. And I don't think that would require a master's degree. My brother actually does have a biology degree. And, he has a lot of friends that have become biology majors as well. And it's really hard these days to get a job straight out of school with just a biology bachelor's. So I would recommend against biology and chemistry, but they're a lot better than the degrees I just mentioned. So, like I said, pick something that's going to be great for your financial future. If none of those 15 majors excite you, just, I would recommend picking whichever one excites you the most, and just try to find excitement in it, try to find reward in it, and just know that you'll be making a good amount of money. And, you could probably retire sooner, and you'll be able to do whatever you want with your life in your spare time because you'll be making enough money. So once again, guys, short video today, but these college majors, avoid, I would recommend, not messing up your life. Don't mess up your future. Don't go $60,000 into debt for an art degree. Okay, no offense to any art majors, okay? I know you're going to be inclined to dislike the video and be like, oh my God, I have an art degree, or I'm getting an art degree. Look, I just don't think it's advisable to go $60,000 in debt to get an art degree, which is really not going to help with your career prospects. Sure, you can start like a little art business on the side. You don't need a degree for that. And you likely already have the skills before you even went to college for that. Someone's not going to really teach you to draw a whole lot better. Like your creativity is something you already have, and you don't need a degree to enhance that. So once again, avoid these majors, avoid going into debt for these. Going to college is to get a good career and to make a good living. Okay. So make sure you guys research your college majors, research what is going to give you a good financial future and what's going to help you out in the long run. What's going to be able to help support your family in the long run, your future family, and give you a good life. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Appreciate it. Hope you all have a wonderful day.